There was a big game last night on Sunday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens beat the New England Patriots 37-20. And I had two major takeaways from yesterday. Number one is that I love the way the Baltimore Ravens are using their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. It's phenomenal. The dude runs the ball a ton, and I will be the first one to say I've been very skeptical of this approach for a long time. It's been very difficult for me to accept the way that the Ravens have built their offense around Lamar Jackson's ability to run the ball, because we've never really seen an offense in the NFL do that and succeed long term. We've just never seen that. We've seen the Wildcat offense, but that's not with a guy who could throw. We've never seen an offense built around a quarterback running the ball be successful the way that the Ravens have been this year. It's phenomenal. Passing last night, Lamar Jackson was great. He was 17 for 23 at 163 yards, a touchdown. But running, he had 16 carries for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. And as a team, the Ravens ran the ball for 210 yards. And they are dedicated to running the ball. And let's look at what he's done as a whole this year. He's been good passing, at least if you look at just his stats. He's got 12 touchdowns passing, 5 interceptions, Lamar Jackson does. He's got just over 1,800 yards passing, a 64% completion percentage. All good stuff. But the key here is the yardage and success he's had running the ball. 637 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. He's averaging 80 yards rushing a game. Well, it's 79.6. That's basically 80. Again, the Ravens, I just love the fact that they have committed to running the ball with Lamar Jackson. It's phenomenal. Last night they ran a formation where they had Lamar Jackson in the backfield, 3 running backs along with Lamar Jackson. They had a tight end on the line of scrimmage and a wide receiver out wide. Like, what? 4 guys in the backfield, 3 running backs, a quarterback, a tight end, and 1 receiver. And they ran the ball really effectively. I was like, this is incredible. I just was so in awe. And as a football nerd, I was like, this is really cool. The schematics of the way that the Ravens are succeeding is just awesome. We just never seen this before. The Ravens are leading the NFL in rushing. It's by design. I don't remember how many yards they have. I didn't write it down. But it's by design. The Ravens are intentionally running the ball and running the ball really, really well. And the lesson in what Lamar Jackson is doing and the way that the Ravens have embraced Lamar Jackson's ability is, if you're really great at something, like if you have a special talent, I hope you use it. A great example that comes to my mind, imagine a basketball player. In fact, imagine Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the greatest three-point shooter of all time, in my opinion. And imagine if he was on a basketball team where the coaches said, don't shoot three-pointers. Imagine if they didn't embrace the fact that he's really good at what he's doing. It would be ludicrous for a basketball coach in the NBA to say, hey, Steph, we don't want you shooting very many threes. We're afraid of you. It's stupid because he's so good at it, it would be a waste. And I know it's not a direct correlation, but looking back in hindsight, it's like Lamar Jackson is such a talented runner of the football. To have a coach say, hey, we're going to limit Lamar running. We're not going to let him run. That's dumb. I just is. I would be sad watching the Ravens if he wasn't using his gift of running the ball. And actually, I don't even know if I would be, because in an alternate universe where this didn't happen and they tried to shoehorn a different offense in and weren't using Lamar Jackson's full ability, I probably would be saying, oh, it's good, because I've never seen a quarterback successfully have an offense built around their legs and their ability to run the ball. And I've never been so excited about a team embracing a player's skill set and then building around them. That's what the Ravens are doing, and it's awesome. You know what it makes me think of is, I grew up in an inner city of Portland. In my junior year of high school, we moved out of the suburbs into Vancouver, Washington, which is it's a suburb. We lived in a mobile home, but we were in the suburbs, and man, it's a different demographic over there in the suburbs versus the inner city. And everybody drove a truck. In fact, everybody does. I still live in Vancouver. Everybody drives a truck in it. It's insane how many more trucks you see in Vancouver than you do in Portland. It's like, wow, big difference. And for me, one of the biggest, one of the saddest things I see is when someone drives this incredible pickup truck, a longer bed, ton of towing capacity, a truck is maybe lifted. They have this incredible beast of a truck. A Ford F-150 is a good example. I see them everywhere. They have a great machine. And they don't tow anything with it. They don't tow a boat. They don't tow a trailer. If you drive a really big truck and you just drive it to work and back, it's a waste. It's sad. What if you had a Ford F-350? It's a really big, massive truck. If you had a Ford F-350 and you just drove it to work and back as a commuter instead of using it to haul stuff and what it's really intended for, that would be sad. It's a waste. I mean, if you're that person, right? If you drive a giant truck and use it as a commuter, I mean, I feel bad for your gas mileage. Do whatever you want, though. But it's sad that the truck isn't being used to its full capacity. It would be sad if Lamar Jackson wasn't being used to his full capacity. Wasted potential, sad. And I want to get back. I just cannot say this enough. The Ravens have really smartly said, let's use Lamar Jackson's full capacity, full potential. Let's get everything out of him. A lot of designed runs. Here's the one thing. I have been very hesitant to embrace Lamar Jackson's style of playing quarterback because all the hits he's taken are probably going to shorten his career. Like, let's be honest. If you get Tom Brady never gets hit. Lamar Jackson's not going to play 20 years in the NFL getting hit as frequently as he does. But if you get a really great 8 years of Lamar Jackson, isn't that better than 12 years of Lamar and not getting full Lamar, not getting the full potential out of him? If you try to make Lamar Jackson into a quarterback, he's not. Change his style. Make him not allow him to run. Limit his ability to run. Do whatever it is. Put handcuffs on Lamar Jackson and not let him be himself fully. That's sad. If he loses 4 years off of the end of his career, but we get a really incredible 8-year run with Lamar Jackson, that's worth it to me, and it's worth it for the Ravens. So, man, I just got to commend the Ravens. He's a special quarterback. I've never seen, to me, it's Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick are the two best quarterbacks running the ball I've ever seen. But what Michael Vick never had was an offense that designed their playbook around his ability to run. The Ravens have done that. That's so cool to me, and I love it. It's fun to watch. It's been really successful. I love it, and I'm happy for the Ravens. I love what they're doing. Now, my name is Zach Schaumler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to be very clear and open with the audience. My YouTube channel is monetized. What that means is that some of my videos make ad revenue. It's fewer than you think. A lot of them get claimed. But in the past, I've received donations from people on Patreon and PayPal. PayPal.me/Zach Schaumler. Patreon.com/Zach Schaumler. And because I'm making ad revenue, it felt kind of weird just receiving donations. I wanted to give something back for the donations. And so people who support me on Patreon can give me $1 a month, and that allows them access to a pool where they can ask questions. If you send me questions through Patreon's DM service, you comment on one of my posts on Patreon. If you give $1 a month, you can submit questions. And with my eyeballs, I look at every single question submitted. Then at the end of my podcast, I pick the best top couple questions and read them on the show and answer them in a segment I call Ask Zach. Now, that's for people who have money and want to support me that way. If you have no money to give, no problem. I totally understand. I grew up in a mobile home. I've been a broke college kid. I totally get it. But if you want to help in some capacity at the end, you can support the show by telling your friends about it. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow by telling your friends about this show. It would mean a lot to me. If you believe in my dream and you believe in this show, tell your friends about Strong Opinion Sports. Guys, my name is Zach Schaumler. Thank you so very much, and hope you have a great day.